Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. When I went down to the restore, not the last time, but the time before, the only item they had that was of any interest at all was this sledgehammer head. And it's in pretty rough shape. But I have a spare handle, and I thought, okay, 10-pound sledge, put a new handle on it, we'll see what it does. So I'm going to clean it up. It's got some numbers stamped in it, see if I can get so I can read those. And then we'll see about putting a handle in it. But today, we're just going to clean up this head. We'll start out with a grinding disc because the top is in pretty rough shape. This is an Iron City sledgehammer. It's also a 12-pound sledge. I thought it was a 10. This is a 12-pound sledgehammer. That's 20% more than any other sledgehammer I own. So this is a big change. Now I'm going to change over to this flap wheel. See if I can smooth that up a little bit. Head's warming up a little bit. Pretty rough on the inside of the eye. I'm going to take the little belt file and see if I can go in there and clean that up. Looks like it's mostly just chunks of rust. No, not COVID. Grinding dust. Iron City 12-pound sledgehammer. All it needs now is a handle. But that'll be tomorrow. This Iron City sledgehammer head was a $5 item down at the restore. But 12-pound hammer, that's a big one. Previously, my biggest hammer was a 10-pound, which this is a 10-pound. It's a short handle, but I haven't changed the handle on it yet. I don't know, I might leave it short. Every once in a while you need to get in somewhere small to work on things, but a 10-pound sledgehammer is not a finesse tool. When you compare it against a 12-pound, you can see that there's a definite difference. So this afternoon I'm going to put a handle on this and we'll get her all slicked up and ready to go. When I was working on it, I said the top was in real rough shape. That's because people set sledgehammers on the floor like this. Easy to pick up, grab up the handle and walk off with it. But there's a problem with that. When you do that, sitting on concrete, the water wicks right up through the concrete. Concrete is porous. So the water seeps up through the concrete and attacks the surface of the sledge and pits it. And that's bad enough. I mean, you don't want that happening. But the worst part is the water seeps into the handle. It rusts the wedge. It shrinks the wood. Now, why would it shrink the wood? Well, when the wood absorbs water and swells, it crushes the fibers in order to fit into the hole because the water is wicking up into the little tubes that pull water up through the tree. Capillary action pulls the water right up into this handle. Well, then the handle won't fit in the hole, so the fibers have to crush to allow for that. When the handle dries out, it's loose. So then you drive the wedges back in it tight and you set it on the floor again. Next time you pick it up, it's loose again. It's a never-ending cycle. You're better off setting this on something that's not going to let water through. I don't know. You can put a plate of steel on the concrete, but then the steel is going to rust underneath. Something like a piece of wood, 2x4, 2x6, something like that. Just to give it something to sit on so that the water doesn't have a way to directly contact the end grain on it and it can't pull up in. So if you keep your hammer dry, the handle lasts a long, long time. These handles have been down here in the basement, I don't know, almost 10 years. Still solid. And this hammer is easily as old as this sledge, if not older. So once you spend all that time and effort putting a new handle into your sledge, don't leave it sit on the concrete. Even in the basement, Scoutcrafter can tell you, every once in a while you get a little water on the floor. Even if there isn't water on the floor, it comes up through the concrete. Now paint helps a little bit, but it still comes through. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.